those of you, there's a lot of people out here that's being forced into what is called soul awakenings. And for this, I feel like this is for you guys who, a lot of you guys are already in your life purpose, right? Your North Node. And I feel like this is the point in time where a lot of you guys out here, okay, like I said before, you are so much greater than you give yourself credit for. You are a great force, okay? A lot of you guys, y'all are forces to be reckoned with. And the thing is sometimes I feel like as spiritual beings, okay, we are afraid to see our true potential. We are afraid of our strongest gifts. We are afraid of our truest selves, right? And so for a lot of you guys, I feel like this is going to play out in what you do every day. So let's talk about how I said before, many people are, called to tarot, right? But I feel like there are some of you guys that are doing what is actually called, at this point, true soul searching. And this is because you're at a point, right, in your journey where you're like, I know I'm called to do this, but it doesn't matter, how much money I make doing this. I'm still not fulfilled. Like, this still isn't enough. I know there's more. This is you now coming into another level of your soul's growth and your soul's awakening. And this happens once, yes, you do get in your North Node and you start doing what your spirit is guiding you to do. And it's going to lead you on. It's going to lead you forward, right? Some of you guys, you're like, I want to make a bigger impact. Some of you guys are feeling like, okay, I'm really not doing what I want to do. Some of you guys are feeling like, okay, what's next for me? What more am I capable of? A lot of you guys are asking yourselves these questions, and it's like, okay, some people that might be dealing with financial blocks when it comes to these platforms, I'm just going to be honest and real. A lot of it is because you guys are too big. Your spirits, your souls are too big, and there's settling happening here. You understand? The soul does not settle. You understand? The soul does not back down to its own growth. Our ego, our mind, tells it to be quiet. No, that's crazy. No, you can't do that. But your soul already knows what it came here to experience. Okay? So with this, like, some of you guys, like I said, this is going to cause for you to go into introspection again, hermit mode, disconnect from your normal, right? Some of you guys are going to be forced to stop listening to certain things, stop indulging in certain activities. Some of you guys are really going to be forced into different moments of solitude. It is what it is, okay? And I feel like all of the greats have had to do this, okay? Um, you're not missing anything. When you choose a spiritual life, when you choose your spiritual path, you're choosing to be about something that is bigger than yourself. And it's going to come to a point where you're going to get tired of appeasing the crowd. You understand? There are people, yes, they're just tarot readers. That's where their soul is meant to be. But there are other movers and shakers out here. And you need to listen, and you need to open up, and you need to get these messages from spirit. Okay? Like I said, there's many mediums out here. There's many people that aren't mediums, and they're the ones that be having problems with spirit. But for those of you guys who are mediums, you got to understand, if everything happens in the spiritual realm and manifests in the physical after, are we looking at this thing right? Are we too consumed with what our physical eyes can see? Are we not understanding there is work to be done? And when that work comes, what is that work for you? It's different for everyone. For me, when I got into this, yeah, I was more so, I was a medium before I did the tarot cards. I used my mediumship gifts to help me understand tarot, spirit, and energy. But before I got on Facebook doing tarot cards, I was already communing with the other side. And I have been told in so many different instances that I was crazy, this and that. But these are people that don't understand. And the more I heard from different people that, what I believed in or what I was hearing, right, wasn't actual, the more it helped me tap in. The more it helped me understand, well, why do these people believe that this is not real, but it's so real for me, right? These are the things that your soul is going to be making you question. Well, if so many people say this, but I believe inside myself this, maybe I should find out more. And a lot of you guys are going to you're going to stop being afraid to look at those parts of yourself that people have wanted you to shun and quiet down because you're needed. Every person that has passed away that I have been in connection with has come to me in the spirit. Every single person. Every person. And I have been told, even random people, strangers I don't know, call me the ghost whisperer. I don't care at this point. Even people I don't know have come to me. And that's because I am a vessel. I am a medium. And I've learned so many things from being a medium that my soul's calling has led me to go down different paths. I do have the gift of transition, which means I have that gift to help others move on in the physical and in the spirit. I remember when my brother had passed away and he came to me and I started doing readings and stuff, there were people that really was out here talking about I had something to do with his passing. The craziness, the ignorance, the stupidity, right? So those types of things are, the things that people will spew out, right? Because they can't do what you can do and they judge. But again, for those of you guys coming into your soul's calling, it's going to be asking you to step out of the ego. It's going to be asking you to tap in to your soul. Life's purpose is great. Making money is great. But what is your soul here to do? Your soul wants to thrive. And sometimes that means, taking an L on the financial aspect until you understand how you can make more in the long term. Spirit is always going to set you up for the win when you listen to it. And that's the thing. A lot of people, are still ignorant when it comes to spiritual workings. And that's another reason why I've come on here to be and help you guys understand spirituality at its core. It's not about who can see the most, who can, flip the most cards. Anybody can flip some cards. You understand? You guys out here that are coming to this point in your journey where you're like, this ain't enough. I'm not happy. Same shit, different day. You get up, you read your cards, it's the same energy. It's aggravating, it's annoying, it's karmic. You understand? These individuals that I'm speaking to, you're the ones that are being forced into another soul awakening. And it's going to push you into your greatness. When we talk about that wheel of fortune, that's not your life purpose. That's your soul's calling. What you are fated to do here. What your soul needs to thrive. I don't know. I just wanted to, I've seen a lot of people that have been talking about things like this, and it's like there needs to be some actualization. You're not crazy. You're just not fulfilled. You're growing, and you're trying to put a cap on how much you're able to grow. I actually read something the other day, too, where your brain can hold way more knowledge than you realize. The knowledge that your brain can take in is endless. So if that's your brain, imagine your spirit. Imagine every ascension you go through, okay? Learning more, becoming more one with self. That's the ultimate goal here. Everybody want to look to everybody else to be fulfilled. Everybody want to take from the next to be the best. But what's yours is going untapped. Tap in. Listen to yourselves. Don't be afraid of what your soul is telling you. That is why you chose to awaken. It is. And the more you tap in and the more you listen, the more abundance is going to come to you. Because I guarantee you, a lot of you guys out here, all right, that are at this point, you have no idea the amount of financial increase you will accumulate listening to your soul and not these people. A lot of these individuals walking around here, okay, are literally soulless beings. And I'm sorry, it is what it is. It is what it is. You guys, you just need to listen to yourselves and stop saying, nah, I can't do that. Nah, that's too weird. That's too left field. That's why it's yours. You got these gifts. Ask why. See how far those gifts can take you. Because I'm telling you, God don't give people gifts for no reason. That's where your gifts come from. You're made in the image and likeness of the Creator. How are you creating? There was a place that I lived at. I moved in and there was, something transpired in that building where, I'm pretty sure something transpired in many buildings. Okay. People just don't go around telling people, oh, someone passed here. Like, it's just not a thing, right? But I remember moving into this building and I remember the spirit of an individual coming to me. And it was so crazy because I didn't know this person. But they came to me. And it was one of those things where I was like, well, damn, I'm a medium. It makes sense. Why should I be afraid of my gifts? And now it's like a thing where wherever there is a trapped soul, I am that vessel, I am that medium to free them, to help them transition. And they don't always tell me why they earn that space. But what I did learn is that the soul of an individual stays trapped in the space until it is set free. So when we be talking about spirits and negative energies and all these other things, everything isn't always a negative energy. Some people are just stuck, trapped in a place and want to be freed. So wouldn't you be upset? Wouldn't you be mad if you couldn't be set free and no one cared to ask you? No one was there to help you? This is my job. And I do it and I love it. So the spirit came to me, and as the medium, I set them free. I said, you're free now. You're free to go about your existence, confirmation. You're free to be free. And that's all these beings want, is to be freed. And there's some type of blessing that comes with that. And I can't put it into words, but this is also why on the flip side, when I be hearing these messages, right, about individuals doing these rituals and these spells and all this other shit, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, this is the thing. When you tap into what your true gifts are and why you have them, right, the things that people actually try to do and the workings that they go to work against you, it actually just opens your gifts up more. Why be afraid of something that that fucks with you? You understand? I don't care about no death ritual. I don't care about none of that shit. Because they're going to come to me as the medium. One, inform me. And two, ask me for my help. It's a beautiful gift to have. So I feel like I'm talking to mediums out here who are afraid to open up and tap into this gift. It's a blessing that God has chose your soul to be a medium and a vessel to help others get to Him. At the end of the day, 1414, that's what you're doing as a medium. You're helping lost souls find their way home. And we do it as spiritualists on the everyday. People are guided to our platforms and our channels. They are souls coming to us. They are guided to us for a higher purpose. And this is why I say it's not always about the money. It's not always about the person, the face. It's about the soul that's being guided to you and why. Now, like a moth to a flame, yes, negative energies and entities are sent to us as well. But they don't even realize their soul is asking to be ascended. And sometimes when we say we can't help everyone, it's because you can't save people that don't want to be saved, but they come to you, which lets you know they still want some type of healing. The spiritual journey is definitely something different. It's definitely something deep. And for those of you guys who are understanding and connecting dots, okay, be extremely happy. Feel extremely blessed that you were created with these gifts that people need. Okay? Everybody is gifted. Everybody's gifted. But not everybody taps into them. And it comes too from a lot of ways that we were raised. A lot of people, like I said before, a lot of children had imaginary friends. A lot of children were different. You know, a lot of children that, speak to spirits and stuff like that were called crazy and put on all these different medications and labeled. But now here we are, years, confirmation down the road, and these people aren't crazy. These people were hearing the voice of God. These people were hearing the voice of spirit. These people were being opened up at a young age. The veil is very thin when we are born. Until about 5 years old, that veil is very, very thin. So a lot of you guys, let's take it a step further. Some of you guys that have children, you have very, very spiritual children. You got spiritual babies. Okay? Some of you guys, you don't understand how intuitive, or maybe you are starting to realize how intuitive your children are. But they come from you, correct? They are a part of you, correct? Alarms going off, crazy. They are a part of you. They do come from you. So now is the time where a lot of parents out here too, I feel like there's a lot of parents that are coming into the understanding and researching. Good job. Don't judge your children. The world does that enough. Okay? The world does that enough. I noticed my oldest, ever since she hasn't been home, I connect with my children in very deep ways, but I remember she told me one time, she said, "Mommy, I went to bed, and when I was going to bed, I saw that there was something dark in my room." And I asked her, now mind you, she ain't never told me about nothing dark when she was living with me, but we just gonna leave that alone. But she told me, she said, "Mommy, there was something dark in my room." And I asked her, I was like, "What do you mean something dark?" And she said, "I don't know. I think it was a shadow." And I said, "Okay, were you scared?" She said, "No, I wasn't scared." I said, "Did it feel bad?" She said, "No." She said, "I just went to sleep." And I said, "Wow." Like things like that show me how tapped in my children are as well. And that's something that makes me protect them even more. So her letting me know that she was seeing that as a mom who was spiritual opened my eyes to the fact of people doing spiritual working on children. You understand? So with me knowing that as a parent, naturally I protect my children in the spirit. Naturally, I know if something is being sent to my children because I'm their mom. So when I give these messages to you guys and I channel messages about the different things that I be channeling and people be like, "Oh, you're crazy," it's all right. But I'm giving you knowledge. I'm helping you understand. Everything can't be seen with the physical eye, but what's felt is felt. You know what's real by the way it feels. Sometimes shit be sounding off, but how does it make you feel on the inside? I was so proud of my daughter when she told me that, for her to be able to be open and tell me these things. You understand? And she also tells me things like, "I know Nana's close by because I see Red a lot, and she be talking to me about how she be praying and all types of stuff." Like, these are the things that I've instilled in my children, that there's no such thing as fear, that everything that you see isn't always what it is, and that you can always talk to me. So for you guys who have children, you might be getting messages from your kids, okay? You might be connecting with your kids deeper. This is because as you awaken, so do they. Again, they come from you. When you go through a spiritual awakening, so too do your children. This is something they don't like to talk about. And this is why I say as well, there needs to be certain things that people understand about this way of life, is that it does affect all those around us. I go through a spiritual awakening. I tell someone else in my circle about something. They go through a spiritual awakening. When my energy ascends, the next person in the room, their energy ascends. All of this stuff goes from one person to the next, from one spirit to the next. It's like each one teach one every day in all ways. And this is something that's not talked about. So for a lot of you guys, these are just different things you might be experiencing in your reality, things you might be noticing. Okay? I just cannot get up right now to turn that alarm off, so I just can't. Maybe I will. Hold on. But don't fear what your spirit is telling you. Okay, hi, you have to go off. That's another thing too. Like, all of my children are very much so tapped in. But my, I don't know what it is about my 6-year-old, but she's never met my grandmother Red, my nana. She never met her. She was gone before she came, right? But the connection that they have is crazy. Like from the time my daughter was able to talk and walk, I remember I showed her a picture of my grandmother and she never forgot that picture. Never. Like she would wake up in the morning, get up. I want to see Nana. And she'd look at the picture. I want to give Nana a kiss. Like there was a connection. And the same thing with my brother. She met my brother a couple times, but she's always talking about Uncle Kenny, Uncle Kenny, Uncle Kenny, and she don't see him. Our children are very much so connected. And so we have to make sure that we are protecting them spiritually as we do ourselves. We are making sure that they are covered. There ain't a day that goes by that I don't ask the Most High to hold my children close to Him, to protect them from all negative energy, entities, and attachments. Every day, every night I do this because I know what I created. So, with that being said, what you do for you, do for your offspring, okay? This is what a lot of people weren't aware about in the past. A lot of people have been into spiritual workings and they didn't really understand what it actually entailed and or meant, you know? So for a lot of you guys that are coming into this knowing, just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing, okay? Just keep doing what you're doing. And spirit will guide you, okay? If you were guided down this path to do what you were called to do, okay, for however you are here to help humanity, just do that, okay? A lot of people be spewing weirdness out of their lips talking about people that are parents can't do this and that, and why? You're a person before you're a parent. You were destined to have children. So were they not destined to be a part of your soul's calling? I'm pretty sure they were. These are people that don't understand. So listen to yourself. Always trust yourself. Always check in for alignment. Always pray on the daily. Okay? And give your cares to the Most High and your spirit team. But a lot of you guys, you're going through what is called a soul's awakening at this point. Your spirit has already ascended. And it's trying to get to its highest timeline while you're here. Tune out the noise, block out the hate, tap into the love, get grounded in your creativity, and see what comes. See what happens. Trust your soul to know where it's going, because it does. It's been here before. You understand? So that's the message that I have for y'all today. Tap in. Love y'all.